Wow. That was so unexpected. Thank you so much for being here. We're on the cusp of Christmas, and we couldn't be happier that you're here. Some of you dressed up very festive. I think as I scan the room, the obvious winner, Dave Barnes in the front row there. Huggy Bear. That's a great looking hat, Dave. It's sad that we can't sing Baby It's Cold Outside, but yet that man can walk around Mesa. What have we come to as a society? It's good to be here. Welcome to Crescent Crown Distributing. How about a nice round of applause for this beautiful venue? We'd like to thank our behind-the-scenes sponsors. I'm going to rattle some of these off. Hold your applause till the end. That's for Alpha Graphics, Gateway Bank, East Valley Tribune, Yvonne Martinez Photography. That's Yvonne right there taking pictures as always. Cobblestone Auto Spa. We'll see something from them later. And once again, Crescent Crown Distributing for making this beautiful venue, Mesa Morning Live, home for the last few years. We love doing shows here. Big round of applause for our behind-the-scenes sponsors. Couple of quick announcements. Now would be a great time to silence your cell phone if you've got a phone or any kind of device. That way, it's a courtesy to those around you and those on stage. It doesn't disrupt the show. If your phone or device goes off during the show, we'll consider that a $20 donation to the United Food Bank. So it's up to you whether or not you want to turn your phone off. If you want to support the food bank, just leave it on and maybe have all your friends call you. That would be awesome. Also, on your way out, don't forget to pick up the bags. We have a bag that if you would like to have your business represented in that, you can talk to Bob or Sally after this morning's show, and we'll make sure your bag is or your business is represented. Pick up a bag. I'm just a little nervous. I'm a little distracted because I see Bob running around with a football, and that is a frightening thing. Bob, I don't know if you know it, Bob's been recently signed by the Arizona Cardinals. He could probably play. If not, for sure, for the Suns. Before you boo, you might want to check the standings. 5-24. So anyway, let's kick this thing off. Our Christmas month December sponsor every year seems to be these guys. They do a great job. Please put your hands together and welcome today's sponsor from Wells Fargo Bank, the business banking manager, Mr. Jay Messamore. Jay, come on up, buddy. Well, this is Jay, and I'm guessing this is the mascot. Good to have you here, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I love it. Thanks for being here. That is a cool-looking My Little Pony.
I couldn't find the big one, so anyway, give me this one instead.
Before, it is housebroken, correct?
Mostly, yeah.
Because we want to make sure we get our security deposit back from Crescent Crown. So thanks for being here. Tell us what's going on. First of all, thanks for being our sponsor. I noticed that some of the people got the little cool little, hold your ponies up. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Thank you for bringing those. Thanks for bringing, and do we have a name for this?
I believe it's named Al. Yeah.
Al?
Al the horse, yes.
Al the horse. Of course.
Of course it is.
Thanks for bringing that. Thanks for supplying this. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the world of Wells Fargo.
Yeah, Wells is actually celebrating the 160th year in Arizona this year. We started 1858 in Arizona through the Overland Mail Company. Now Wells has grown to the 4th largest employer in Arizona with over 227 branches across the state. The commercial banking group that I'm involved with, we are handling businesses $5 million to $20 million in revenue, helping them with their lending, cash management, any of those type of services. In addition to that, Wells has continued to give back here in the community. I think year to date, Wells has donated $6.9 million in Arizona. But on top of that, Wells continues to encourage our employees to give back as well. Our employees have given back 113,000 hours in volunteer hours back to community service here locally. So
that's awesome. 113,000 hours. Well, who are your by the way, have you ever worked with Dave Weir before?
I'm familiar with Mr. Weir. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I have worked with Dave. Yeah,
And you survived that, so it's good to have you here.
correct. We made it.
And keep Al away from Dave Witter. Who's the typical, if there is such a thing, a typical customer of Wells Fargo, and who should be?
Well, anyone should be. I mean, any business customer, any customer period. We handle customers of all sizes, from startups all the way to Fortune 500 customers. In the division I work with, we are primarily focused in that $5 to $20 million range. Here in Mesa, we have customers. Just this year alone, we've had some success stories with an aviation machine shop we helped them finance equipment that helped to fulfill some local contracts. We helped local nonprofit expand their services by helping them with some financing. We helped another company that's based here in Mesa purchase some real estate, build a brand new facility that they're now using to store their inventory as their business continues to thrive. And on top of that, we just have conversations daily with our customers as they're looking to change their processes as things change in banking, and we're helping with their payments and receivables because it's an evolving industry.
You bet. What is your role at Wells?
My role, I am a business banking manager. I manage a team of commercial lenders headquartered here in Mesa. We cover the entire Southeast Valley. Our team, I help them, work with their customers in primarily lending and cash management, but on top of that, just giving their customers access to everything Wells Fargo has to offer.
That's great. Hey, just out of curiosity, if you are a personal or business banking customer at Wells Fargo, a short little round of applause. Let's see where they, yeah.
Thank you.
See what I did there? I flushed out the people that aren't clapping.
I know who to target now.
And he's got a pocket full of business cards. So
sure do.
good teamwork.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's great. And tell us a little bit about this iconic logo here.
The old Stagecoach? Yeah, the Stagecoach, it's been around for years and years. It was what the company was founded on, connecting people across the country, and we still like to think we're still connecting people. It's been our symbol. Everyone knows exactly what it's about and who we are. So.
That's very cool. And the one riding shotgun here is doing a little parade wave.
Kind of half wave, yeah.
Yeah, that's well, that's cool. Well, thank you very much. And I know that it's a real goal of Wells Fargo to do a lot of giving back to the community. 113,000 hours. What kind of capacity is that in? Can you sum up a couple of things that they do?
Yeah, we help here locally. I mean, we are involved with nonprofits. I know we've given money to Mesa-based nonprofits, A New Leaf, Save the Family, the Crane Foundation, just to name a few. We've done volunteer events at Add a New Leaf, that we're very involved with that group, and just wherever any of our team members want to get involved with, the bank supports them. The bank actually provides them 2 days off to go volunteer every year. They support that, so.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Are we going to do something with...
Correct. We'll hand this out to somebody, and if someone, doesn't want to put this in the living room, I'm sure the Salvation Army might take it, so.
How are we going to do this? Are we going to do
There's some cards in there if you want to.
Okay, this...
Here, we can put some in here. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did.
Correct, yeah.
I was hoping it was cookies, but you've got cards.
No, I held the cookies out on you, sorry.
All right, cool. Well, reach in there, randomly pull somebody out. Somebody's going to go home with Al, which is actually very helpful because you can drive in the carpool lane if you got
We have Chris Ross of Times Media Group.
Hey, Chris. All right, there you go. Well, thank you very much. Once again, how about a big round of applause for Mr. Jay Messamore and Wells Fargo. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. You going to take this with you or leave it? All right, cool. That is awesome. Pretty sure you're not supposed to carry them by the throat, but got Al in a headlock. That was cool. Well, thank you very much. And once again, boy, everywhere you look, there's Wells Fargo, and there's a good reason for that. So, hey, now it's time for our mystery guest. This is a monthly little contest that we have. The people or the group that bring the most guests get to be our mystery guest. And I don't think it's going to be too hard to figure out who that is today. The people that have brought the most guests today are the Kiwanis Club of the Superstitions. And joining me on stage will be Mr. Dan McKay. Come on up, Dan. Good to have you here, sir.
Likewise.
Welcome, and you bet. Thank you very much. Welcome, and
Good music.
it is.
I like that.
We'll get you. Maybe you could burn a CD of that for Dan.
Need that, yeah.
You could take that back with me. I look at you and I go, I feel like I'm in Walmart.
Well, it's funny you say that. Tomorrow we're gonna actually be at Walmart.
See? Are you really?
Yeah. So our club tomorrow, partnering with La Mesita, we're actually gonna be doing Christmas for 17 families who otherwise wouldn't have Christmas. Our club members, some of them right here, we're gonna be going to Walmart, so we'll suit up. And the idea is we go around with the oldest kid there that is part of the family, and he's gonna be picking out, he or she will be picking out Christmas for mom, dad, if there's both of them, and their siblings. So you nailed it.
Oh, that's very cool. And are you going to wear the vest? Because they will think you worked it. By the way, you've got to be careful how you dress when you go shopping. I went into a Target once wearing a red polo, and everybody was asking me where stuff was. And the weird thing is, I covered a shift for Cindy. Don't even know who that is. But, well, cool. Well, tell us about what you guys do aside from tomorrow at Walmart. What are the great things that you guys do?
Yeah, so we've been a club here in Arizona, specifically in Mesa. We're the Superstition Club, and we've been around for 40 years. And some of the programs that we do is we do something every week called a bread run. We've partnered up with a group, they're right on the border of Apache Junction, Wholesome Bakery. And we've delivered for almost about 20 years, I believe it is, or just over, that we have gone and distributed bread that they have given to us as a donation. And we've taken to about 15 organizations every week. This includes, let's see here. So I take it to the men's shelter for New Leaf. We do Sunshine Acres. I mean, there's just a bunch of really great organizations that we're able to do that with. So beyond that, we do builders clubs, starting to teach the youth, kind of that next generation about what it means to serve. If you're not familiar with Kiwanis, it's about serving children. Our idea is to clothe, house, and basically get the next generation prepared in a way, though, that we can help these children. So anything that's involved in that, we're a part of it.
That's awesome. Well, I know I was paying attention when you came through, the first timers, that you're a financial planner by day. That's your real job. And then you're a superhero with the club. Other than that, what do you get out of this? What does it do for you?
Yeah,
it's got to really make you feel good.
Well, you know, it is a great thing. So, and obviously the pay is fantastic as a Kiwanis member. If that's why you're getting in, that's absolutely the reason. But no, it's a volunteer program. So during the day, I'm able to do something I love as a financial advisor. I think I mentioned I run the downtown Mesa office there for Edward Jones. But my wife and I, we've always been actively engaged in trying to do something around Christmas time. So I had a friend of mine that came in and challenged me to come and check out Kiwanis, and it spoke to me right away because our family loves doing that. I've got 4 little boys. We're gonna have 2 of them at least coming tomorrow, in fact. And I'll tell you, when you've got a young kid that otherwise wouldn't have Christmas and your kids, I mean, it's a game changer. So even as a working professional, well, that's what we're seeking. We want a young generation, kind of our generation coming, and seeing what that looks like. Of course, if you've got time on your hands, we have all of these different programs that up until my kids can get involved. So yeah, we're seeking membership right now, and we already have some good programs set up that people can get inserted right away to start helping.
That's awesome. Well, as you were describing what you do and why you do it, I could notice all the other folks in the front row there kind of nodding in agreement. So I know it speaks to your heart, and that's a cool thing. If somebody out here wants to be involved, they can talk to you after the show, I'm guessing. And if they don't have the time, but they would like to support, cash usually helps, doesn't it?
Cash is never, a bad thing. I've heard once it's king, so. But yeah, you can find us, probably the easiest way today is find us through Facebook. You can go on, we are the Kiwanis of the Superstitions. So if you'll find us on there, that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, we meet twice a month at the Golden Corral, a good venue there. And we do that every first and third Monday. We meet at noon there at the Golden Corral on Power and McKellips.
Perfect.
So,
Well, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for making a difference. And that's cool that you're getting kids involved too. It makes them appreciate what's under the tree for them even more, I'm sure. So
It does.
Thanks. This round of applause is not just for you, but it's for everybody here and for everything you guys do. How about a big round of applause? Thanks. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for being here. Well, as you can tell, the theme for December is kind of it's a giving theme, and we're excited to keep that going with our next guest. Our next segment is sponsored by Gateway Bank. They've been working successfully for more than 10 years to earn the opportunity to do business with you. Please welcome to the stage, representing Overflow Missions, Executive Director Denise Carter. Denise, come on up. Good to have you here. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live. We're good, and tell us about Overflow Missions and who you guys are and what you do and what can we do to help.
Okay, well, first of all, my name is Denise Carter with Overflow Missions. We have been in the Valley since 2014. We originally started in 2013 just as an organization where we just went out and just served. We decided to do it as a business in 2014. So basically what we do is we service the homeless population and individuals with food insecurities. That's
awesome. Well, I know there's a wonderful story behind Overflow Missions. Can you kind of share that with our audience today?
Yes. So originally Overflow Missions started in honor of my mother-in-law. She was the type of person that just loved to give back to the community, and she always liked to serve those in need. So my family and I, we decided that we would do Overflow Missions in honor of her. And we got the name Overflow because she talked about her blessings were always overflowing, and her name was Florence, and it's the mission work that we do. So we call it Overflow Missions.
Oh, very cool. And you said you started in 2014, is that right?
Yes, we started as an LLC in 2014, and in 2015 we converted into a 501c3.
That's great. And you, I know you've partnered with some other agencies. Can you share some of that with us?
Yes. I started with the Mesa Chamber in 2016. Very great organization. Because of that and the partnership that we developed, we work with New Leaf. We have a partnership with them now. We service them every Friday. We service their clients with food boxes. We work with, the House of Refuge. We pick up with them every Saturday. We also have a partnership with Midwest Food Bank. That's where we get the majority of our food to be able to service the community. We work with the Salvation Army. So just being with Mesa Chamber and the Vitality Group, we have developed a relationship where we are able to give back to the community.
That's awesome. Well, I know that, are you a Mesa resident now?
Yes, I am a Mesa resident since '94.
There you go. Well, you started out, you're from Queens, New York.
Yes, I'm originally from Queens, New York.
Pretty similar to Mesa.
No. A lot different from Queens, yes. A little bit slower pace here.
Yeah, I was going to say the weather's a little bit different here.
Yeah, very much.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're here in Mesa. Let's see, what's the future? You've come a long way in 4 years.
Yes, we came a very long way. We really just started blossoming in 2017, just building the relationships with the different organizations. Right now, we do have a great, and I'm very proud that we did start a weekend backpack meal along with Giving Gang. We're based out of Imagine East Mesa, so that's another one of our big successes. So we hope to one day have a pantry outside of the school so we'll be able to service more people. But right now, we have a great relationship with the school where we are able to do the weekend backpack meals. As of today, we already passed out over 2,500 weekend meals. And in the relationship that we built with New Leaf.
That's very cool. Well, I'll kind of ask you what I ask everybody. What can people do to help?
Well, basically what you guys can do to help is you can go to our website and make a donation. We are set up with Fry's and Amazon Smile, but we do need the donations because we can't do this without volunteers and without donations. So if anyone would like to donate, you can go to overflowmissions.com and make a donation. We greatly appreciate it.
That's great. Well, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for bringing some of your team with you. Look at them. They're all smiling. They're just so happy you're up here and they don't have to be.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to talk to me either. But keep up the good work. Thank you so much for what you do. And is Flo still with us?
I know she passed away in 2007.
But I bet she's still part of,
Oh, yeah, she's
of the daily.
definitely part of Overflow Missions. That's
bet.
her overflow.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for making a big difference. And let's all, not just the folks that are here today, but watching at home, let's see if we can't help Overflow just get even bigger.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming out. Have a great day. Thank you. What you're doing there. Is that kind of a jazzy version of You Better Watch Out? What's that? Oh, it is Brian Setzer. Okay, I had no idea. I think we need to start incorporating karaoke into Mesa Morning Live. All of our if you'd like to come back, either of our previous guests, and sing a song, please feel free to do that. Hey, now it's time for our top 10 list. We like to have a little bit of silly fun in the middle of the show. Representing East Valley Tribune today and helping us out with the top 10 list, please welcome Ms. Lynette Carrington. Lynette, come on up. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live, and you look festive.
Do you like my hat? I was feeling a little elfish this morning.
A little elfish?
A little elfish.
I didn't even know that was a word. Is that?
It is now.
I thought you said oafish, and I said, hey, me too.
Fish.
Elfish. Well, you look cute, and that's what counts. Tell us a little bit about what's going on at East Valley Tribune.
East Valley Tribune, well, of course, we are gearing up for the holidays and all of our wonderful publications that blanket the East Valley. And you can read us online or pick us up anywhere. You can pick up a newspaper anywhere, just about in the East Valley.
Okay.
And we're just super excited to be here, and we appreciate being a part of Mesa Morning Live.
Well, we're glad you're here. And Sean Hoy sometimes comes.
Sometimes he does. He is also hosting our upcoming expo that will be at the Mesa Convention Center on January 30th. It's the Love and Life After 50 Senior Expo.
Oh, wow. And he's feisty.
He is.
He needs suggestion you might want to pass. Decaf.
Oh, okay.
He's a little wound up, so just pass that on to Sean. He's our
I'm
buddy.
not sure that's going to work for Sean.
I know.
I'll let him know.
Okay, good. That's perfect. Okay, tell us today, you're doing the top 10 list. I'm just going to shut up, which is hard for me to do. I'm going to shut up and let you run with this. You can follow along on the screens.
Yes.
Take it away.
All right, so we have the top 10 cool Mesa holiday gift ideas. These are some things that you may not normally think of, places where you can get some cool gifts. We have Mesa Marketplace Swap Meet. Lots of really cool things out there. Don't laugh, they have some great stuff out there. Pomeroy's Men's Store, a really great place to get some men's clothing that's a little bit off the beaten track. I love
Excuse me for interrupting. That's where Dave got his hat.
Is that where you got your hat? Well, kudos to Pomeroy's Men's Store then. Superstition Spring Center, for all of your mall shopping. And then when you want to switch gears and do something a little different, you can go to Barnes & Noble at Village Square at Dana Park. Lots of great things there. And did you know Sunshine Acres Children's Home, I think you were speaking about them earlier, Sunshine Acres Children's Home thrift stores and boutique. They have a boutique store. So supporting a good cause as well. Gotham City Comics and Collectibles for all of you nerds out there. You know where to get the good stuff.
Hey, speaking of which, hang on.
Yes.
Speaking of nerds, who's that shopping?
Who is that? Who is that? Bob, did you have something to do with that?
That would be Sally.
Number 4, Village Square at Dana Park for all of your upscale shopping needs. Great stores in there. If you want to switch gears again, Power Square Mall over in Mesa as well. Ashley Home Store. Come on, it's time to get some new furniture in your store. And number 1, and this is my number 1, Dixon's Jewelers, because diamonds are a girl's best friend.
All right, top
All
10
right.
places to shop and buy cool stuff.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you, Lynette. Thank you so much for being here. And here's what all those top 10 have in common. They're all members of the Mesa Chambers. So big round of applause for all of those folks. Thanks, Lynette. It's time for another fun little segment that we have, and we like to invite one of our best buddies, one of Mesa's own superstars. This is called This Day in Mesa Morning Live. We're going to test your knowledge of Mesa Morning Live history. And please join me in welcoming to the stage segment sponsor from Ocean Air, Mr. Mike Picard. Mike, come on up. Welcome, sir.
Morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Doing well, thanks.
Good. Now, happy Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Merry
Are you a
Christmas.
little bummed out because it's not hot?
Yeah, finally I get to be miserable and you all are happy, so.
He likes it when it's 143 and you're all crying, needing air conditioner work. But thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen today.
Well, we're gonna pick somebody and they're gonna come up here and answer some trivia based on their knowledge of Mesa Morning Live. So, you
And if they answer it correctly, what do they win?
get a $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh. No, folks, the more enthusiastic you are, the better chance you have of being that person drawn. So we'll edit that out. What could they win, Mike?
You can win a $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse.
Wow. Wow. You people are so easy. All right, cool. How are we going to do that? We're going to randomly draw out of this? No, this is the first timers. What are we going to draw out of, Sally?
That's a fantastic question.
How do we draw that? Oh, no, that's the toy drive. What are we drawing?
Bob, what are we drawing from? This is a well-oiled machine we got going here.
We thought it through pretty well, except for how do we get the person up here?
Wait, I got it.
What's that?
I got it. Mike from Ocean Air.
This basket? This basket? But this is just the first timers. Oh, well, see, Sally and I have never worked together before. So you took out the first timer cards and just so the audience knows, because I like to be transparency. This isn't like Trump, Schumer, Pelosi kind of a thing. We're trying to be transparent. She pulled out the first timer. No, you left the first timers in? Yeah, as far as they know, you did. And then you added the others. Oh, what a...
By this point, I've forgotten the question. So.
Let's just me and you go to let's go to dinner. Okay, here we go. Huh.
Take Dave's card out.
That's Al's father there. Okay, reach in there and pull one out. And then I'll tell you who it's going to be, because you can't read. Okay, here we go. She's a licensed psychologist. That could come in handy. Marilyn Stromsness. Wait, did you hear what she said? I'll swear to God. Has she been, you've done this before? I agree.
And if I remember right, she was just as thrilled last time.
I know. We had them all whipped into a frenzy, and then the psychologist brings us all back down to reality.
Merry Christmas to her.
Yeah, exactly. Ebenezer. Who do we have next? And if you've done it before, just act like you're happy. Mike Sanchez from Lifestyle Publications. Mike. Is Mike here? Oh. That's awesome. This works out. It's meant to be. Come on up, Mike. Never been to the show. Okay, well, we'll explain how it works. Mike, the first thing you get to by winning this is called a win. Tell us a little bit about, here, give him the mic. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, well, recap. I think I already did my 30-second commercial even on our intro, so.
Okay, well then give the mic back.
Thanks for coming, everybody. I think.
All right, well then give it back to him. In 15 seconds or less, tell us why you thought it was a good idea to wear that sweater today. No, it looks great on you. Seriously.
Well, to be honest with you, work from home, and I never really get out in the public very much. Why not?
That's probably best. So, that was awesome. Okay, Mike, describe the rules, explain the rules to Mike.
I'm going to ask you a trivia question that you must know the answer to win this card. Okay, if you don't know it, you can choose a lifeline from the audience. Not a Mesa Chamber employee, though. Okay?
And that's for your benefit because they wouldn't know. So
they don't even know where the cards are.
Now this is your. We'll edit that out too. So wow, this has just gone. I'm glad you get to see the last time we do this. So you've never been here before. So this is going to be a tough question for you. So I want you to look out in the audience and look at who looks like the wisest person out there to help you. And then,
Sorry.
then when you realize that there are no wise people out there. No, go ahead and read the question, Mike.
All right, in December of 2017, this show last year, this future council member and her photography-loving fiance dressed very festively, dressed for the spirit of the season. Who would that future council member be then?
Okay, let's break it down. Let me crystallize everything that Mike just said. A year ago this month, a future council member and her photography-loving fiance, okay, there's a hint there, were dressed very festively. Who would that have been?
Can you say a name a little louder? I can't. I can't.
Call on somebody and they'll tell you. Who?
I will pick the young lady there, third to the left, for my lifeline.
Okay, all right. He's picking Jennifer Duff as his lifeline. Jennifer, who do you think we just described, future council member and her photography-loving fiance? If you can give us one, or for extra credit, if you can give us both those names, we'll make sure this gentleman takes you to dinner. Can you point her fiance out to us? Oh, wow. Yvonne Martinez? Now, Yvonne, can you point out your fiance? Jennifer.
So did I win?
You won.
So now like speed round, double or nothing?
Don't press it, sweater boy. Wow. Mike, you're the final arbiter of this. Do you think that, that Mike Sanchez won?
I believe I asked for a name.
Jennifer Duff.
Jennifer Duff. Jennifer Duff.
Big round of applause for Mr. Mike Picard and Mr. Mike Sanchez. Thanks, buddy. Merry Christmas. Oh, that was bizarre. Thanks, Mike, for providing the gift. Mike Sanchez, you might want to check the expiration date on that card. You probably already used it up. All right, hey, let's rein this into something a little bit that makes sense. Add a little, we've had a little levity here. We'll have some more, but it's time for our special guest. The 161st Air Refueling Wing is postured to respond to the needs of the governor of Arizona and the President of the United States on a moment's notice. Please welcome our featured guest. He is the commander of the 161st Air Refueling Wing of the Arizona Air National Guard, Colonel Patrick Donaldson. Please join us. Is Colonel Donaldson here anywhere? Sorry, that was good to see you. I just can't resist a good camouflage joke.
That's
Good to
right.
have you here.
Yeah, you bet. Nice to be here.
You're very stealthy. We didn't even.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit of. Give us your background. You're a colonel.
Sure. I grew up in Phoenix, went to high school here, and then went to college in Minnesota, ROTC. Then I was on active duty for 10 years. Flew the KC-135 for 10 years, and then came back home to join the Guard, which is so often the story of our members. So that's a little bit about me. I've been at the 161st since 2003, where I was a part-timer. In other words, we have about a third of us are full-timers and 2/3 are part-timers. The part-timers, their work and live in Mesa, the business owners, firemen, police, doctors, lawyers, airline pilots. And I was in that part-time category, and I was in business for 8 or 9 years, and then I joined full-time in 2010, and I've been there full-time ever since.
That's awesome. Is it possible that I could recommend a friend of mine to maybe join and be a part-time? He lives around here. He owns an air conditioning company. And he's already got the military haircut.
Right. That'd be great.
There's Mike back there. Sign you up after the show, Mike.
That's right. We'll talk. No problem.
How many folks are in the Air National Guard at the 161st?
So there's 800 total members. We call ourselves the Copperheads, not relative to the snake, but to the copper miners of Arizona. So our heritage is really quite deep in the state. The 161st is 70 years old or 72 years old. We were founded by Senator Barry Goldwater when he was a young man. Those of you that know his history, he was in the Army Air Corps and then started the Air National Guard in 1947, the 161st.
Oh, wow.
And so 2 years ago, we named the base after him, the Goldwater Air National Guard Base. So we're very proud of him, a lot of our alumni and members that have served and retired, and very proud of the 800 that are there currently doing their best to serve Mesa and Phoenix and all Arizonans.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to display my ignorance here as if I don't do that on a regular basis, but what are the responsibilities? What are you guys ready to do?
Sure. The Air National Guard is very intertwined, interlinked, and very dependent on by the active duty or federal forces. So we are working, business is very good, as we say. The world is a challenging place from a security perspective. We are routinely engaged and deployed in the Middle East, in the Pacific, in Europe, South America, and we also do very important work here in Arizona. We are critical partners with Luke Air Force Base, Davis-Monthan, our sister unit down in Tucson, the 162nd Fighter Wing, is supporting their local training here in Arizona. As everybody knows, and Mesa has a great aviation heritage. Falcon Field, of course, has a heritage in military aviation. And so we have to support all that air refueling as they produce the free world's fighter pilots. So our work is a lot of work. We're constantly doing things. For our part-timers, it takes a great amount of sacrifice to have a full-time job, to support your family, and then to serve in the National Guard in today's security environment. But we also do a lot of domestic response work. We are every year during hurricane season, our folks are in whatever area of the country that needs our support from a natural disaster standpoint. And of course, we stand ready to serve in that role if anything like that happens here in Arizona.
That's awesome. What kind of a time commitment is required for someone that's, like you said, got a real full-time life, and then they help? What's
Sure.
expected?
There is a mandatory piece of it, and it is The one weekend a month, we call it a drill or a unit training assembly. And then there's about 2 weeks a year that are mandatory as well. But very often, as I said, our obligations are very broad, and we're very busy doing a lot of things. So we do ask for volunteerism. Most of the work beyond that is volunteer work to step up and do some of these missions that I just described. Then there's the deployment aspect, which becomes an obligation. So in fact, this year and right after Christmas, we're deploying 80 of our members to the Middle East and Africa. And so it is not insignificant, but you get to work with great people doing very important work, and our members love it, and the sacrifice is, of course, is what's required to serve, and that's part and parcel. And it's just like the two other guests you had here. They're servants in their community doing great things for Mesa and for Arizona. The spirit is the same with the 161st.
That's awesome. Male and female.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
What's the breakdown there? Is it?
About 20% female currently, and that's about the same as it is in the active forces.
Sure.
Yeah, all walks of life. And I want to mention also that so many of our members were born and raised in Mesa, and then who currently live in Mesa. And so we really, when a new recruit walks into our base, we can teach them how to do the job and wear the uniform and enforce certain standards. But that character of integrity, willingness to serve and sacrifice for your community, that comes from you guys and the families and communities in which these members were born and raised. So, and the community's support for the National Guard is absolutely critical. We're always getting thanked for our service. It's a very patriotic, supportive town. But I want to thank Mesa while I'm up here for all that you do to support the Air National Guard. It cannot be done without the support of the community. And I want to make sure that gets out to your viewers. So
That's awesome. I know you have the ability to designate honorary commanders.
right.
And I believe that our own president, Sally Harrison, is one of those.
Correct.
Is that right, Sally? You're an honorary commander. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sally and I have an arrangement. She handles the base Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I roll in Thursday, Friday. It's really a great gig, so.
Heaven forbid anything ever bad happens on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Right. Right.
No, but that's awesome. So any chance you're looking for an old, out of shape guy with very few skills that I could?
Absolutely. We bring you down and get you in an airplane. We'll fly around for a bit and then cut you loose.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Wait a minute. What's this cut you loose thing? By the way, I have a problem. This is a pet peeve of mine. I'm flying tomorrow up to the Bay Area for a thing. I don't like when when the captain gets on, he goes, "We're going to have you on the ground in 20 minutes."
Okay. You're just concerned about the way in which
On
you
the
get
ground.
there? Yeah.
Why can't we will safely land and have you at the gate in 20 minutes?
Right, right.
That on the ground is just pass that along.
Yeah, we have a lot of airline pilots, so I'll pass that on to them.
It just doesn't even sound right.
Right.
For one thing, the place is called a terminal.
Right.
Just work with me on this.
We'll work on that. We will. Yeah.
I'm frightened. That's why I drink heavily on the flights. Now, that brings that up. If I were an honorary commander, could I drink on job? No, we'll talk about that later.
I don't think so.
Well, because otherwise, if you can't, what's Sally doing in there?
That's right.
Totally
But the honorary commander, you make a good point, though, bringing up that program, because it's pretty easy on a military base just to stay to ourselves. Most of our work is not really for public consumption, and we have guys with machine guns guarding the front gate. That's why we put 18-foot letters on our hangars, because all the folks going by on Southwest on the South Runway get to see us. We have the honorary commander program to interact with leaders from the community, so that folks like Sally can get folks like me on TV to talk about the people of the 161st, because that community relationship, again, is the strength of the National Guard. We're your hometown citizen airmen, and we don't want to stay behind that gate. We want to make sure you have access to us, our message, our people, because we depend so much on you. So,
Well, okay, now you guys, you're specialists in refueling.
yes, sir.
Explain, and by the way, no, this sir, no, please.
Right, right.
I'm not a sir. But the two planes in midair that can refuel,
Right.
What kind, that's just nuts. Talk about the technology that's involved in something like that.
So the airplane's pretty amazing because it was built by Boeing in the 1950s. And that technology and that boom, what you see there it was designed by these great American engineers, 60 years ago. And it's what keeps, America has global security obligations. And we can't do any of it without this procedure and this capability. It is absolutely critical to everything we do throughout the world.
That's unbelievable.
Right, and so one of the interesting parts is we have a member of the crew. There's two pilots and a boom operator. The boom operator goes to the back, lays down in the boom, as you might be seeing there, and then communicates with the other pilot. The other pilot has to keep the airplane in a particular position, and that boom, the boom operator can fly, move left and right, and extend the tube that connects. And then that connection's made, and the gas gets pushed out, and off they go.
And that technology was developed when? How long ago?
The airplane was, we have an airplane that was built in 1957. Wow. So obviously, years prior to that. Now, I say that, and that's true, but the airplane's been heavily modified. We have relatively newer engines, some updated avionics. So it's not exactly what it was in those years. But the great maintainers of the National Guard that keep these flying in great shape and doing the nation's business, it's just an incredible team, and all of you would be very proud of them if you got to see our operation. So
That's when people were really paying attention, before they were texting as they were flying.
right.
Probably. Just guessing.
It's a great airplane, though.
Yeah,
It really is.
that's awesome. What else would you like to tell us? Why should we know all this? What should we do to help? And
Well, you deserve to know. We're your National Guard. We're very proud of our people and those people that started out in your community. We are always looking for good people. We are full, but if there's anybody that's interested in joining the National Guard, it's a great way to serve your nation and community, just like the Kiwanis Club or just like Overflow Mission. It's a wonderful way to serve your community and your state. We're always looking for great people, but again, it's just trying to get out from the gate and let people know about us, what we do, and how grateful we are for your support.
you mentioned him earlier, but I had a question come in on my texting. What's the connection with Barry Goldwater? Talk a little bit. He was quite an aviator.
Sure. He started the unit. The governor of Arizona in 1947, it was Captain Barry Goldwater at the time, told him to found this organization, and he did. And he was a member with us for a number of years afterwards. He flew throughout his career, and then on the Senate Armed Services Committee, he was incredibly impactful in providing budgets for basically to support air power wherever it is in the United States military. Of course, he ran for president and all those marks of distinction, but he was our guy, and he was the original Copperhead, as we call him, and we're very proud of that. And his family, when we named the base after him, said that he would be, of all the things named after Barry Goldwater, would be perhaps most proud that Guard base has his name on it. So we're deeply rooted in Arizona, and there have been many other members since Senator Goldwater that have and continue to serve at the 161st. So
That's great. How can the public, maybe those that aren't here but they're watching at home, how can they learn more about the 161st? Is there,
Sure.
What's your web presence?
Sure, we have a Facebook page, 161st ARW, and we have an active public affairs office. If you want to call over to the phone number on the website, and we're happy to provide any information you may want. We have some very talented recruiters, if anybody out there would like to join and be happy. We also give tours every Thursday, the third Thursday of every month. So we try to open up the aperture as much as we can to show people the airplane. We have a simulator that kind of demonstrates the boom refueling portion of it. You can see the base and meet the people. So we're not by no means a closed circle there.
That's very cool. Just on the spur of the moment here, anybody got a quick question? We don't have a lot of time, but if anybody's got something they're dying to know, right up here. Yes, Allison.
You mentioned that you're often up in the air refueling.
Right.
Do we have planes constantly for security above us, or is this needed right now, like in the Middle East and the places where you're?
What goes on in Arizona, we have wonderful weather, wonderful ranges and airspace that have been allocated to the military to train. So what goes on in Arizona is predominantly training. So we support the F-35 training at Luke, F-16 training at Tucson, A-10 and C-130s at Davis-Monthan. And so I and the other wings work very closely to ensure that. So that's primarily what goes on over in Arizona. And we call it, that's training. The operational piece is like you described, in the Middle East, over in Asia, Pacific, is where we have operational missions that are lending themselves and supporting the security of the United States and our allies.
Is it less expensive to do it this way than to have them land and then refill and go back up?
Right. It's both. It is what we call a force multiplier. So you can take a group of, say, fighter airplanes, and without the tanker, you need 2 to 3, 4 times as many airplanes and pilots if you have to do a mission while you're landing to get gas. With the tanker, you just send up 1 or 2 of them. They can continue to do their mission and come back and get gas. And then there's the part about moving forces around the globe. Again, we have global commitments, so to take a group of airplanes that need to get to Asia without tankers could take 2 weeks to hop their way to Asia. With the KC-135 and air refueling, you can get there in 1 or 2 days. So there's all sorts of meaningful work that we do that, again, we just can't do this security thing around the world without the ability to aerial refuel. So, thank you.
That's very cool. Well, I know you guys are active in the toy drive too.
Right.
So I'd like to ask your help. We're going to give away a cool gift card,
Okay, sure.
awesome gift certificate. This is donated to Mesa Morning Live. It's a brunch for 2 at Rodizio Grill. Yeah. Did we not cover this about 30 minutes ago? Let's try this again. This is going to be brunch for 2 at the Rodizio Grill.
All right.
This is so awesome. And this is the card. See, now this makes sense. I got it. This is cards for the toy drive. The way their cards are in there is if they brought a toy to donate. So I'm going to ask you, and there's some cards in here. I'm going to ask you to reach in, randomly pull one out.
All right.
And don't pull out your own. No, I don't. And then somebody's going to win brunch for 2.
All right.
And that person is, it's Kismet. The person that asked the question, Allison Ewers. Allison's going to win. You got, well, I'll give you this afterwards. You get brunch for 2, well, just a brunch for me and you at the Rodizio Grill. And that's awesome. Now, the one other thing I'm going to give away, first of all, I'd like to thank you so much for all you do. Thanks for being a Mesa, an Arizonan that went out and came back. Mm-hmm. Thanks for patrolling and doing everything you do for not just those of us here, but being ready to be deployed anywhere that you're needed. Yep. And the only complaint we have, you have a car, is that correct? You don't fly everywhere.
Correct.
You do own an automobile.
I do, yes.
We've heard a report that it's sometimes dirty. And we can't have that.
Okay.
So one of our favorite chamber members, Cobblestone Auto Spa, of which they're everywhere. They are everywhere. Pretty much, you drive by a corner, there's nothing there. At the end of the weekend, you drive by, there's a cobblestone. Yeah. They have donated to you, for being our special guest, a $100 detail gift card to be used at any of the cobblestones.
Well, that's very, very generous. Thank you very much. That's very generous. I know we have many members from Mesa, so we're gonna go ahead and probably offer this at our Christmas party to somebody member at Mesa, okay?
Oh, there you go. That's awesome.
Thank you. Very good.
So, without further ado, please help me and stick around for a few minutes if
Okay.
anybody's got any questions.
Sure.
But please, big round of applause for our special guest today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Very cool. And thank you guys for being here. We're on schedule, so we're going to turn you loose to the world. We know you've got a lot of stuff to do today to go out and make it a great day. On a serious note, this is our last Make Some Morning Live of the year, obviously. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a very safe and happy New Year. And here's to a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2019 for you and all your family and all your businesses. And let's grow this. Let's make it our goal. Hang on. Whose phone was that? He was so busy showing off the hat that he left his phone on. Well, the folks that need the food at the food bank, appreciate you, Dave Barnes. That's the kind of giving that we love and that we encourage from all of our members. On a serious note, folks, Mesa is a great place to live, work, and raise a family, and this is one of the big reasons why. So thank you so much. Have a very happy and safe holidays, and we'll see you back here in January at Mesa Morning Live.
Who's got stuff to drop it?